Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. I was able to finally get my hands on this. I actually ordered it from Ulta's website. All the stores around me are always sold out of this whole line, so I could never really get my hands on it in the stores. So I finally got it on Ulta.com and I was able to get my shade. Now I think this is like the closest shade to my skin tone that they actually have. I do have the Infallible Pro Matte Foundation, and this is a shade or two darker even when I self-tan. So this actually matches me pretty well. It is kind of like in between my shade, but I think it's the closest one that they have. And this one is the 205, and the one that I have in the Pro Matte is 106. I'm going to be talking about the Pro Glow Foundation. I believe this is brand new. It just came out not too long ago. I believe maybe like a month or so ago. It's been out of stock, of course, in the stores since then. I guess it's like really popular, so it's really hard to get, especially your shades. So if you do have trouble finding them, definitely go on Ulta's website because that's where I found mine. Okay, so we're just gonna go right into it because my voice is a little sore. It's a little hoarse. So I'm just gonna go right into it. Also, the giveaway winner for the Sephora Play box for July will be at the end of this video. So if you are looking for the winner, definitely stay tuned and check it out at the very end. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay, so like I was saying in the beginning, to find this in the store is really hard. Like, it's always sold out. So I did find mine at Ulta.com. So I was lucky enough to get my shade, and I guessed it was like the 205 because that's what it seemed like it would be. Because I do have the 106 in the Pro Matte, and this is a shade or two too dark for me. So I figured the 205 would work a lot better for my skin tone. So now this is definitely different than the Pro Matte. I'm gonna kind of compare it to the Pro Matte just because I do have both of them, so I could kind of compare it. So it's definitely different than the Pro Matte. The Pro Matte is thicker than the Pro Glow, and I'm just gonna show you the difference in texture just to get an idea of like what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's the Pro Glow and that's the Pro Matte. I did very little dabs of both of them, but as you guys can see, like, this one is already really runny compared to the Pro Matte. The Pro Matte is kind of just like sitting there on my skin, and the Pro Glow is definitely just dripping down. Also, you can definitely see the difference in the shades. So the Pro Glow is really thin formula compared to the Pro Matte. The Pro Glow, I would say, is light to medium coverage. It's buildable, but it's never going to get full coverage. So if you are looking for a full coverage foundation, look elsewhere because this is definitely not going to be a full coverage foundation. I did test it on my skin, and I do have freckles and I do cover them up, so I look for foundations that are full coverage. And usually when foundations don't cover my freckles up even the littlest bit or at all, then I definitely know it's never going to go to full coverage. Now I'm going to show you a demo. Hopefully I could actually insert it in the video. I'm going to figure it out in my final pro cut, but if I don't, then I apologize. But if I do, then you'll see it at the very end or in the middle of this video, so it'll actually show you how it covers up with one coat, and then I'm going to go in with a second coat, and it will definitely show you like the difference and show you that it doesn't cover up fully. So it definitely does not cover up my freckles completely. I don't know if it's going to come off camera right now, but I could still see my freckles like over here. I could see my breakout over here and over here, and my freckles over on my nose. I could just see them. They're definitely there. So this is definitely not a full coverage foundation, not like my Marc Jacobs Remarkable. Also, the Pro Matte is a little more full coverage than the Pro Glow, and also the Pro Matte, you can definitely build it up to full coverage if you really wanted to, but it's pretty thick right out the gate compared to the Pro Glow. So it's not a bad thing if you did want a full coverage foundation though, or you are trying to cover something up. If you're trying to cover up freckles, imperfections of any sort, this is definitely not going to be the one for you because it's not going to cover up completely. If you did want something that acts more like a BB cream or a CC cream or something like that, or something very lightweight, something for the summertime, this would definitely be the foundation for you. It also has SPF in it, so I did find that it had no flat flashback at all. I was taking pictures. I'm filming right now and I'm going to be taking my thumbnail. There is no flashback. Sometimes with foundations with SPF or any products with SPF, you get like a little flashback or a white cast on your face or like a grayish cast on your face, and this definitely does not do that. So that's also a pro in my opinion. It does seem like it does hydrate my skin a little bit, but I would not say this is like a real hydrating foundation. It's not going to dry your face out. It's not going to look cakey, or it's not going to look very dry at all, but I wouldn't say it's a hydrating foundation. Really, if you want something that looks hydrating, definitely put like a luminizing balm underneath, moisturize your face. But I definitely did notice that this gave me a little radiance to my face, like that little nice natural glow within. It wasn't something really pronounced. It's not something that's going to be like boom highlight in your face, but it is something really nice and natural, and it does look like your skin looks very healthy looking and very glowy looking and very natural looking. But I did notice when I put on my powder over it, it did kind of tone that down. So if you do put powder over it, maybe to set your makeup in, it might take away from that like glowy luminosity look. So just keep that in mind. Maybe if you put a powder over that has a little like luminosity to it, it's not going to take away from it. But if you use like a matte or translucent setting powder, it definitely takes away from that glowy look. So just keep that in mind. I really did like this foundation for the fact that it's very lightweight, it's very natural looking. I didn't feel like I looked like I had foundation on. I didn't look like I had makeup on. I felt like you just had a really nice look to you. Like it looked very, very natural on the skin. So I did really like that. Compared to the Pro Matte, this definitely looks like you have foundation on compared to this one. I would definitely use this for like an everyday kind of foundation. I feel like this is a really good foundation maybe to wear to the supermarket, around the house, on those no makeup days. That's actually a really good foundation for that. I didn't find it to wear and tear throughout the day either. I used it with primer. I always use all my foundations with primer, so I did use this with primer, different primers. So they did work with every single primer, and they worked pretty well. They pretty much did the same exact thing with every single primer, so I'm not going to say it works better with one compared to the other, because it did work really well with all of them. It does claim it's a 24-hour foundation, like it says 24 hours. I don't know if it's going to stay on for 24 hours. I don't wear my makeup for 24 hours. Maybe sometimes I do, like if I fall asleep, but that's like very rarely, and I try not to do that anymore. So I can't even tell you if it's going to be a 24-hour foundation wear. I guess that's something that you would have to test out for yourself if you wanted to. But I did find that it did wear really well for 8 to 10 hours throughout the day. So if you put this on really early in the morning and you need it to last maybe to really late at night, it definitely will last. It only broke up in certain areas, and like I told you guys, I do use primer, so I did use primer. I would definitely make sure to use that. So it did break up in certain spots, but it's not like a dramatic breakup. The only places I really noticed that it broke up was around my nose area, around my mouth area, and over here, just like right underneath, like where my foundation and concealer would kind of like meet, like right underneath my eyes. But that's something that you could always touch up throughout the day and kind of make it look a lot better. So it's not a big deal for me personally, but for like the most part, I think for how little it did break up and the certain areas that it did break up, it's definitely worth it. This is definitely an easy find for you guys because it is more of a drugstore foundation. Of course, it is a drugstore foundation, so it's easier to find for most people. It's really accessible for most people, and it's a really affordable foundation. I do find it is a little more pricey for a drugstore because I believe it's $12.99, but of course they always have like deals and coupons, like buy one get one half off, buy one get one free, or the $3.50 coupon at Ulta. So there's always deals out there for this, making it even more affordable. Now I do have more dry skin, and I didn't find this to go to any of my dry areas. I didn't find it patchy in any way. I didn't find it to cling to any of my dry patches, so that was really good because a lot of times foundations for me can cling to my dry patchy areas, and I did not find this to be the case at all. The only down part that I really did not like about this foundation is that it did make me break out. Now I did see other people say the same thing and made them break out as well, so I know it's not just me. I don't know why it's making people break out. I don't know why it's making myself break out, but I think it has something to do with the SPF. I know sometimes with SPF you can break out, so maybe it is just the SPF that they're using in this foundation that's making people break out. I don't know, maybe it's another product. I can't really pinpoint what it is, but it did make me break out. Now, it didn't make me break out completely, like all over my face, only certain areas of my face. So it did make my face break out a little bit. It didn't go completely crazy. So I don't know if it's the foundation itself, the SPF, an ingredient, or maybe it just clogged my pores. I'm not really sure. It's probably something you would have to try out for yourself. And I definitely suggest like looking at other people's reviews and seeing what other people have experienced and what they have to say about it. I mean, it's so minimal, but it is a problem because I do spend a lot of money on my skincare. Like, I spend a lot of money to not break out, to not get texture, to not clog my pores, you know? So I don't want a foundation that is going to work against my skincare and make me break out. All in all, I really do like this foundation. I like how it's very lightweight, very natural looking, and I definitely think I could use it like around the house. It's really good for like no makeup days, things like that, or even people that are just starting out in makeup, or maybe young teens or pre-teens. This would probably be perfect because it's really lightweight and it's very natural looking. I do like it, and I'm gonna continue to try it out. I'm going to continue to work with it. I'm going to see if it still breaks me out, and if it continues to break me out, I'm probably going to return it. I'm going to be quite honest with you because I spend way too much money on my skincare to have something in my collection that just doesn't work for my skin. But again, everybody is different, and you definitely should check out other reviews, other people's experience, and definitely test it out for yourself. And remember, you can always bring it back to the store if it doesn't work out for you, or if you just don't like it. So let me know in the comments if you guys have tried this foundation out yet and what you think of it. Also, if you guys have any good recommendations for like a drugstore foundation, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm always looking for a really good drugstore foundation. So that basically wraps up my foundation review for this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow foundation. That is a mouthful. Okay, so on to the Sephora Play Giveaway winner for July. Now the winner is Barbara Joelle, and I hope I'm saying that right. I will put it on the screen somewhere just in case I am saying it wrong. So yes, the winner is Barbara Joelle. Congratulations, you have won the July box. Yay! So please contact me within 24 hours of this video going up. Either DM me or message me. But yes, you have 24 hours, and congratulations. And for everybody that did enter, thank you so much for entering, for all your love and support. And I definitely am having the August box very, very shortly. I'm just waiting for it in the mail, and the new video for it and the new giveaway will be up and running for you guys. So that basically wraps up this video. I hope you guys did like it. I hope it was helpful a little bit, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Please come join our little YouTube family here. We would love to have you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.